Right, despite what really lovely things that Cecil said about me, let's go through Cecil's he done a briefing on what he done at Bobby Mackeys. Unfortunately for him, something went wrong with the camera. He lost some of his files, so he has to go back. Now I'm going to go through this bit by bit and see, is it going to be any good, or is it going to be like the last investigation, really, really shaky? Right, so let's get into it. There we go.
I want to show you guys how I'm going along with the investigation editing part. Somehow, Xandra made sure that I hit record because she noticed that my camera wasn't recording once we walked out of Bobby Mackeys. It's like the spirits turned my camera off because I didn't.
Jump to conclusions already.
Turn it off, and then it froze up. I had to reset it. So
it's happened numerous times with me, and I actually had to travel a long way to do investigations, and I had files mess up.
I hit record, then we went in the basement, and the footage is gone. So we had to go back to Bobby Mackeys next week so we could finish the investigation. So yeah, we're going back soon, but
Cecil, I hope you didn't just spend an hour there like you did the last time. Nobody goes in and does a proper paranormal investigation for 1 hour. Just doesn't happen, Cecil. I'm just telling you. When you pay for a paranormal investigation, you get a number of hours. Don't go in there just for an hour, just because you haven't got enough battery. If you have to take a break halfway through, take a break, charge your equipment, then you got more time. Or alternatively, bring extra batteries. Don't go into an investigation with an hour's worth of battery. It's not worth it.
Here's how the layout of the Bobby Mackeys investigation is going so far. Check this out. Soundtracks are by artist Bobby Mackey as well as me as well. I got some beats that I made some.
I know Xandra was holding the camera there. You're better off with that shot with a tripod, because you didn't need to hold the camera. You needed a still shot for that. She's probably better holding the camera than you. But, a good effort all the same to make an introduction to make your video. Doggy, will you please stop? Why does she have to flip and squeak with that bone? You can have it after the video.
Creepy beats for the video, so I have soundtracks in here. It was the best place around. All the men would come and lay their money down. Guys are about ready to just...
It was okay. It was okay. At least there's effort being put in, rather than these live streams standing in your kitchen talking shit. Now, the quality on this video isn't going to be as good, because Cecil is doing exactly what I'm doing, which you shouldn't really do, is recording the screen. My screen recording isn't working very well, so.
For this building, tear it down. I My daughter and I decided to come back to Bobby Mackeys because I'm an old man with his lovely little daughter, like the song Johanna. Trying to give Johanna something relatable. You know, they say that music based off of relatability. You know, I just made that last night. It's the creepy music. They follow you and things. I have never. Turn it up a little bit so you can hear what it sounds like. In any place on earth got this much evidence in one place in such small amount of.
I do like the echo. The added little bit of reverb there. Not bad at all. Actually, I don't put a while lot of effort into my paranormal investigations because I'm just trying to find evidence. I'm not trying to make a big show out of it. Good effort on the reverbing and getting that atmospheric sound. It's good. It's all right.
Every time I go to Bobby Mackeys, I get Class A.
Cecil.
Apparition.
Too much. Cecil. Too much shaking of the camera, Cecil. Or is this what our investigation's going to be? You're a shit cameraman. You might be good at sound, but Genie Mac, Cecil. My suggestion is that any of the film footage that you have taken, to reduce it by 10 to 15%. Just enough that you don't distort the audio. But you're gonna have to try and slow down that shake. Hold the camera still when you're flipping. You have a habit of moving a lot. I noticed that when you're doing your kitchen rants. You don't need to move the camera with your body. You're going to give people motion sickness.
Knocks, footsteps. I've been there. This place is undeniably haunted, and I used to be a skeptic. I used to believe that this stuff isn't real.
There's too much shake in this, Cecil. It's too much. You need to slow that down. You need to slow the footage down. The audio is great. The footage is terrible. I'm sorry.
It wasn't until I went to Bobby Mackeys the first time that I knew that it's very much real. This place is going to be greatly missed, though. It's famous for its hauntings.
Cecil, you're even filming the fucking screen. You're still shaking the camera. Stop, please. God. Stop shaking the fucking camera. Buy a tripod. Or you're one of those. They're not a tripod. They're a single stick that you can hold on the ground, and you can steady the camera by just holding the stick on the ground. And there's a little screw thing on the top where you can put in your camera. Get one of those. You're in an indoor place. You don't really need to be going around constantly with the camera in your hand. You can leave it on tables. You can to give us a fucking break. Jesus. Anyway.
Good country music, and a lot of people are saying about the current now. I watched a documentary about Bobby Mackeys the other day before I went back to Bobby Mackeys, and that was a preacher said,
No, there's too much shake, Cecil. Oh, I have to take a break again. So I recently was going to do commentary on the last Bobby Mackeys investigation. It was a couple of years ago or a year ago or whatever. I got motion sickness from it. I suffer from vertigo and I was sick. And I'm still kind of recovering from that. This isn't helpline.
said to Zach Bagans on a YouTube video I watched, it said, what you're dealing with is demonic. Find something else better to do with your time.
Cecil, are you basing your paranormal investigation on Zach Bagans? Zach Bagans makes films, makes episodes for shows. Oh God, and everything with Zach Bagans is demons, and everything that bad happens has to happen to Zach. But Zach is an attention whore.
Nothing to play with. And the first thing that happens when I turn on my high quality EVP electro voice phenomenon sound recorder is a demon screaming in my ear.
No. Do you want to be a real, true paranormal investigator? If you do, you hear a screaming in your ear and you jump to the conclusions that it's some sort of demon. That's what shows do, because demons attract viewers. You get a screaming in your ear, you got a screaming in your ear. They didn't say that they were a demon, you didn't see that they were a demon, so you can't claim that they're a demon. You can't make these claims. What is your basis for this what's your basis for calling this a demon? Screams. That's not enough. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest with you. People jump to conclusions, and it's this is why the paranormal has a bad reputation, because there's a lot of people that just don't know what they're doing, and they jump to conclusions. They're copying TV shows. I'm saying that, I've done it myself, but I've learned over time. Oh my God, demons. You're basing this off Ghost Adventures. I like watching Ghost Adventures. I don't take it 100% seriously. It might encourage me to go out and do an investigation, but I won't base my fucking paranormal investigation on what I see on Ghost Adventures. It's hyped up for a show. That's what it is.
I didn't hear it until I played back the audio on the recorder. And it's kind of got me worried a little bit. So I sliced my hand open the day after going to Bobby Mackeys the first time.
Yes. We heard that story from the last investigation, which, I went through a couple of days ago. And you sliced your hand open the next day after Bobby Mackeys. That's because you're being clumsy. It's just a pure coincidence that, you'd done a paranormal investigation the night before. How do you connect a paranormal investigation the night before with cutting your hand at work? When people jump to conclusions like this, it makes me very disillusioned with the paranormal on YouTube. There's no evidence. It's just a coincidence. Just like, this Robert the Doll, and people are writing letters. Oh, when I left this place, I had an accident on the way home. And many people have accidents on the way home from Walmart. Are they going to blame Walmart? Walmart's haunted, and I was possessed, and I had a car crash on the way home from Walmart. No.
They say bad things happen to people, and this place is cursed every time you come to Bobby Mackeys, or at least after the first time. Here we are.
Cecil, I need to take a rest, because the footage is just... It's just constant movement How are you going to capture visual anomalies if the fucking camera is moving? If you do capture something, you're going to have motion blur, and it's not going to be worth anything to you. It's hard enough to get a visual anomaly as it is. You having motion blur would just destroy that piece of evidence because you're moving the camera too much. And you're most likely talking too much too. I've noticed that on the last investigation. Why is there fucking cars with fucking loud exhaust today? Must be a car show or something. It's fucking noisy in here. I've lost my train of thought now. Oh yes, talking. You talk all the time. Why don't you just sit down and listen to the environment instead of talking all the time? People think that they need to entertain the people by talking all the time. You ruin your investigation if you talk all the time. You can talk over EVPs. I've done it myself.
Bobby, man. Oh, I just heard a sound over there already as soon as I turned the camera off. We debunked that. It happened to be rain leaking through the ceiling. No, it's not here.
Rain leaking through the ceiling. That place must be really rough. I've seen the live stream and it's just falling apart at this point, you know?
Phone. It's not your phone. We caught some amazing evidence in this investigation, guys.
You're talking to this camera that I have if you have a message, guys.
But I did catch a lot of great EVPs that I have on my recorder from the basement footage that don't exist, so I will be converting some of that as soon as I go through all the EVPs. I'm not going to be releasing this episode too fast. I'm going to take my time with it and give everything that we caught.
Now, what I will notice is he has the EVPs on the computer, so he's got the raw EVPs, so he can put them into the video. Thankfully, that we're not going to get just a, you know, oh, listen, guys, you know, you see a lot of people, especially live streamers, oh, I think I got something, listen to this. It's not the way to present EVPs. If you're doing a video, don't fucking just, you know, use the raw file if you possibly can. And you probably will in this video, because the raw files are on the computer. Thankfully, he's doing something right.
Out there. Okay, and then I'll release all the unedited raw footage. I might even create a SoundCloud to release all the EVPs too. But there is.
I must be old. I don't know what SoundCloud is. I guess it must be something to do with music.
The EVP here that I want you to hear to the loudspeakers.
Okay.
1 second.
Screaming demon. Cecil, you heard a scream. What evidence have you got that it's a demon? People do this all the time on YouTube. It just fucking pisses me off. This is why I'm not involved in the paranormal community anymore. I just do my own thing. Fuck. This is winding me up. It's like me sitting down watching Ghost Adventures. I remember sitting down with Rachel watching Ghost Adventures and I'm going, that's fucking bullshit, you know? You know, pointing out every fucking thing, like, oh. Screaming demon. Let's go.
This is uncut, unedited EVPs, and I have all the original EVPs still on my EVP recorder.
I'm noticing here, right up here, your audio is sort of coming out of range there, and maybe you need to set your microphone in your recorder down a little bit. You know, some recorders you can record with high sensitivity. sensitivity. Sometimes if you do that with some recorders, you'd end up clipping. And I'm thinking you may be clipping in some places along here. Then again, EVPs are going to be down here. A lot of the time, they're in that, in along there. Right, let's hear.
Hold on a second. I have to do this every time I open up Audacity.
Oh, I've one of those. I've one of those, and it makes my audio sound shit. There's a good echo in it. There's a little echo setting over here on this knob here. And then there's these built-in... There's built-in laughs and built-in laughter and built-in music and that. It's all cringe. Do you know? And there was an inbuilt battery in it. I went in and I took it out. And I just connected up with the USB and I used that as power. That's the actual battery that was in it that wasn't working.
And like a pig sound.
Was that you?
That's when I heard
Breathing.
the breathing of...
You're clipping, Cecil. Knew you were clipping. Turn the sensitivity of the recorder down.
That's when I heard
Breathing.
the breathing in my ear.
I don't want nobody leaving comments. You're constantly fucking with me.
Right there.
Oh, I'd want to see that on video. That wasn't you taking a breath. It could have been Xandra. I don't know. But it was interesting. Can I go back on it? Have I gone back too flipping far now?
You're constantly fucking with me.
Right.
Leaving comments.
If it was Xandra, it is very extreme. It is interesting. It is interesting, and it'd be. Then again, he says that some of this footage is some of the video footage is gone, even though the EVPs exist. Oh, it's a pity. Because I'd like to see that on video, to see would anybody take a big breath or whatever.
In comments.
I can't do an awful lot with it right while I'm videoing and that. But I can slow it down. Which I should have done in the beginning because the footage is very... Now, if you go to 0.775, listening back to Spurt Box sessions and that, it's just enough where it doesn't distort. Don't go any slower than that because then it just distorts the audio.
In comments. You're constantly fucking with me.
Right.
Right there. Can I slow that bit down though? Back again. I can't do anything, you know, I would need to screen record this and put it into software and see, but then again, it's not my video. Why would I spend all that time with it? It'd be different if it was my own work.
Constantly fucking with me.
Right.
Interesting. Because when you think of somebody that may be taking a breath, a kind of a loud breath, it's it's kind of slow and very extreme, if you know what I mean. Just, I'm gonna bring it back into.
I don't want nobody leaving comments.
It's even slow. It's even slow. In real time. It's very slow. It's very extreme for somebody's breath, but I wouldn't rule it out at the same time. So I don't know. I don't know. This is it is difficult with things like this, because it could be anything. It could be clothes fucking rubbing or whatever. Although I think it's highly unlikely in that case. I think we're nearly finished.
Constantly fucking with me.
Right there. That is not traffic.
No, it's not traffic.
So, that's after reviewing some of the EVPs for like less than 2 minutes.
But you've labelled that as a demon screaming. That's not a demon screaming, Cecils. And even if it was a scream, you can't say it's a demon screaming. I hate when people jump to conclusions and label things like this. And just automatically jump to the negative route all the flipping time. Paranormal is a negative all the time. In fact, very few times has it been negative in my experience. Most of the time it's been positive. It's over, isn't it?
Can you imagine how much is still on the EVPs?
At least it's finished now. At least he's taking his time and going through things, rather than just bundling it all together and then in a rush to get it out. But I want to watch it, but I'm going to have to watch it slow down if his camera work is anything to go by. Because anytime he's been out and walking around, when his body moves, the camera moves. And it's too much motion blur, and it just plays hell with my eyes. It's like having those goggles on with these roller coaster things on them. Virtual reality goggles. I can't wear those. I tried them once at a roller coaster, and oh boy. But that's what it's like watching Cecil walk around an area with a camera. It's just constantly shaking. So I think he's going to fuck this up. Visual anomalies is going to be, under threat by motion blur. Now, at least, during the live stream, I heard that you told Sandra to take pictures. I'm looking forward to seeing those pictures. At least they'll be still, But I'm going to leave that one for now. I have another video uploading and stuff, so... And I've other stuff to do. So, I'll talk to you soon.